With me, Jenny Lewis.
And me, Lucy Clayton.
Top stories today. The new upcoming band Pisces hits #1 with their new music video, The Currents.
Today we're able to talk to executive producer Megan Weir to gain an insight into how they used, developed and challenged existing conventions from other music videos.
Hello Megan.
Megan?
And Megan. Okay, we seem to be experiencing some delays.
Technical difficulties.
Megan! Oh!
There she is.
So, Megan, what conventions did you use whilst producing this music video?
The first music video we looked at was She-Wolf by David Guetta featuring Sia. We were drawn to this initially because of the stylistic nature of the video, with its focus on creating an aesthetically pleasing product, was something we wanted to draw on ourselves with our own video. When analysing the video, we noticed the use of a wide establishing shot, which aimed to set the scene of natural environments and highlight the aesthetic beauty of this. This is a convention used in videos of our genre, used both stylistically to emphasise the beauty of the landscape and also to establish the scene in which action will take place. We thought this could be used in a particularly interesting way with the opening of our video, as we wanted to show beach scenes so it would encapsulate the natural beauty of this. We can see this in both the rough cut and the final cut, and it shows a very poignant difference within the asylum footage and the beach footage. The use of these wide establishing shots ultimately tricks the viewer into thinking that all will be okay, much like the protagonist when she enters this beach environment. Our wide establishing shots therefore largely develop conventions, as normally they're used to establish a really beautiful, aesthetically pleasing scene, whereas we then subvert this later on in the video.
We can really see how you've used this convention, but like how you've developed it further to appeal to your audience and indie pop genre.
So Megan, how have you developed another convention?
So the protagonist in our video wears a white dress to symbolise this sense of purity and innocence. White is a convention of most music videos, and it symbolises and expresses virtue and naivety. This is important for our protagonist, as we needed her to represent this sort of lack of awareness when she entered this new world. We gained this idea of using white symbolically through Lana Del Rey's video for Freak. It's in this video where she uses multiple mid-shots of a young girl in a white dress. The mid-shot is necessary in order to establish the significance of the white colour of the dress. We use mid-shots repeatedly in order to ensure the distinction of the white dress in the video. It was also important for us that we used these mid-shots throughout the video in order to show the deterioration of purity of the white dress as it began to get muddied. As she progresses throughout this world, we develop the convention of using white. Her dress becomes dirtied and it represents the tainted nature of this world. The world has imperfections and this obscures her initial perfect view of society. The viewer is therefore introduced to the strong connection to politics within the song lyrics, and they consequently begin to connect the song lyrics to the narrative itself.
We really like how the visual symbols are used throughout to show the viewer the state of the protagonist. It's really interesting.
So Megan, what conventions did you challenge?
Our video challenges specific conventions through our choice of narrative. We studied the video Stay by Rihanna, where the narrative alongside the lyrics focus on an unhealthy, unstable relationship. Due to the nature of our music video being indie pop, we thought it was important to look at pop conventions and then see how we could challenge these. We see relationship narratives very often within the pop genre. So we then studied the video for Chandelier by Sia. Chandelier is an indie pop video which follows a young girl, and we begin to question throughout the video her place in this very dirty apartment setting. We particularly like the focus on the protagonist as a strong female character unreliant on a male figure, and we decided to replicate this within our own narrative. We created a unique narrative following a young girl in her relationship with society rather than her relationship with a male figure. The distinctive nature of this narrative will appeal to our audience who enjoy indie pop, if they want something differing from the mainstream.
We see you have also created a deluxe edition digipack for your fans.
What conventions have you used from your research?
We looked at the 1975 digipack for our eponymous album and decided to focus on their use of monochrome colours. The monochrome creates definition within the images and a house style throughout the digipack. The black and white is bold and evokes a sense of mystery, which is something that we want to create in our own digipack because of the nature of our music video being something which evokes questioning within the audience. This lack of colour is repeated in the Arctic Monkeys digipack, and we can say from this repetition that lack of saturation is a convention of the indie genre. Perhaps due to the nature of the genre being indie pop, the indie aspect indicates obscurity, and the lack of colour allows for this.
Interesting, Megan. What about challenging conventions from your research?
We defy conventions by studying the back panel of both Mumford & Sons digipack and the 1975 digipack. We noticed on these that the songs were listed in a central alignment. This is perhaps to draw attention to the songs, as our eyes are immediately drawn to them. However, we decided to challenge this convention and place the names of the songs at a left alignment. This was due to the nature of our chosen image, which we liked due to the back of the band being shown. We really wanted to make use of the clean white space, which is available on the left-hand side. And so we placed the song titles here and felt that the distinguished nature of the black text and the white background allowed for our eyes to be drawn to it despite not being a central alignment. We know that it is important for the audience to be able to see the songs clearly, as they give an indication of the album genre. We think we succeeded in drawing the attention of the audience to the song names, whilst not detracting the attention away from the band image.
And so how have you developed conventions in your poster?
So we looked at Disclosure's poster for their new album, and really liked the use of photo manipulation, where they had hand-drawn lines added to the photo. We used this convention as we thought it added more depth to the image.
Thank you, Megan. I'm afraid that's all we have time for today on Empire News.
The only news channel that gives you round-the-clock coverage on music videos and their ancillary texts. Goodbye! And that was your 6 o'clock news, bringing you exclusive coverage on Pisces Band. Up next, on BBC One, we have a special edition of Question Time.
Welcome to Question Time. Today we are joined by the director of the music video and the designer of the ancillary texts. Megan, could you tell me about the font for both products?
We used the same font for both products. We liked the look of Bastille's font and were inspired by the adaptation of a regular sans serif font to make it look more original and less mainstream, thus targeting the indie pop genre and desired audience. This establishes a house style and ensures that the audience will be able to recognise the band straight away. This enhances the sense of brand identity. We used geometric shapes on the digipack in order to link the use of font in the video to the images on the ancillary texts. Geometry is used within the font to remove it from mainstream and attract our indie audience. Consequently, we use geometric shapes not only to add depth to the background of the images, but to also link the two products together.
Lucy, tell me about the lack of saturation in those products.
The lack of saturation gave the video a surreal effect, which made the audience question what was about to happen. It also reflected the point of view of the protagonist as she enters the new world. We wanted to increase this for the digipack and poster, so we removed all saturation and made the images black and white. This monochrome effect was very attractive. This was to increase the mystery of the band and thus attract the audience attention. It also adds to the drama of the images, making them stand out against other digipacks. This lack of saturation adds to the continuity of the products we have created. Consequently, this leads to a house style and brand identity, which will attract those who like the genre indie pop.
Megan, tell me about the band look in both products.
We used a similar look for our band for both the video and the ancillary texts. The band were dressed in monochrome colour clothing, which added to the drama of their appearance, and we subsequently put this in black and white. We also used this clothing for the video, as it is a convention of indie pop bands to wear plain but striking clothing.
Lucy, tell me about the position of the band in both products.
With regards to the positioning of our band members, in our video, the main singer is positioned slightly ahead of everyone else, in order to establish his position within the band, being the leader. We also wanted to establish this in our ancillary texts, where for the poster, Sam is placed in the centre of the group, and for the digipack at a higher level to those in the rest of the band. This targets our audience as often the main singer will be more well known and recognisable, so therefore he has to be in the middle to draw in the view.
Tell me about the location used in both products.
Our video opened and closed in a beach location in order to symbolise natural beauty in the opening and the deterioration of this towards the end. This is important in order to establish the narrative of our video. We replicated this within our ancillary texts, and the band was photographed in the same beach location in order to emphasise its significance.
And now they are going to get feedback from their rough cut from the audience.
Okay, any opinions? You first.
Hello, personally I didn't fully understand the narrative of this video and I feel like I was watching a mentally unstable girl running around for 4 minutes. Creating a structured narrative would improve this video immensely.
Well, you are correct in thinking that this girl is mentally unstable. At least that is clear. This girl took a severe risk stepping out of the safety of her asylum. Any more questions?
I've made some notes. If this girl made such a risk, why isn't the audience shown why she makes that irrational decision? From the very beginning of the video, the narrative is already progressively becoming more complicated. Including an exposition would be beneficial to the video and also the audience's understanding of the narrative.
She thinks she knows it all.
Right, who else has something useful to say?
I'm sure you mentioned that you wanted your shots to be consistently beautiful throughout your video.
Go on.
Surely this includes lighting. In the location of the forest, the lighting could be very dull and muddy, making the shot unattractive.
Well, we're actually thinking of reshooting this scene and using a zoom lens to create a depth of field which will create really nice bold colours.
Any more questions? Yes, you over there.
Am I right in thinking that this girl ran away from humanity to return to safety?
Yes, that is correct.
Then how can she run away from something she hasn't seen? I don't recall seeing any members of the public throughout the video, which is making the narrative of the video very confusing.
Okay, that's enough on the narrative portion of our video. Any opinions on the performance? You over there.
I thought that the lighting for this performance was very dull, causing the camera quality of the footage to be poor. In addition to this, there was a very small variety of shots used when showing the band as a whole. Shot variety would have been improved. This terrible footage, but I guess it is beyond saving.
Yes, we do understand that the performance portion really lets down the video. We are therefore going to refilm it. The audience in here tonight think they know better than us, the experts.
We'll soon see how they feel about our final cut.
This has been a special edition of Question Time. Tune in 3 weeks' time to see the final product of Pisces' music video. I'm excited. Are you? 3 weeks have passed since our audience feedback session. In this time, the experts have been producing their final cut music video. Today, we've asked those who gave their opinions to rejoin to see how they've changed. Hello and welcome back, Victoria. Is it okay if I ask you some questions on the narrative?
Yeah.
You first said that you didn't think it made sense. What are your thoughts now?
It makes sense, it's really captivating and it's different from a regular romance.
Thank you, excellent. The experts made the narrative easier to follow. They also created a series of characters for the protagonist to come across, making the narrative more captivating. The experts also used structural features such as a climax and a resolution, making the layout more conventional and therefore easier to follow. Hello, welcome back, Olivia. You previously mentioned that there should be an exposition used in the narrative. What do you think now?
Yes, I think the exposition that was used made the narrative much more clear.
The experts used superimposition to put their own footage onto a TV screen. This advert acted as the catalyst for the protagonist to step out of her asylum and also her comfort zone. This beginning can be open for interpretation. She's either an alien or alienated from society. This metaphorical opening foreshadows the abstract narrative, which is yet to unfold. Hello.
Hi.
You previously said that the forest shots were dull and unattractive. What do you think now?
I think the lighting was really good and it made the colour stand out in the forest.
Excellent. The experts shot the forest footage on a brighter day with a zoom lens. This allowed for a greater depth of field. This meant they could focus on characters with a brighter and more colourful background. Hello. You previously said the narrative was unclear. What do you think now?
I think the inclusion of other characters made the narrative a bit clearer.
Excellent. The experts decided to hire some new actors and included them in the narrative, allowing them to interact with the protagonist. They then decided to use camera tricks and using split screens to allow the same character to be used in the shot twice, adding to the excitement of the climax. Hello, welcome back, Devon. You previously mentioned that you thought that the performance footage was too dark and didn't have enough shot variety. What do you think now?
I think it's really improved. The use of lights helped to light the band up, which added to the visual effect. I also really like the camera movements.
Excellent. The experts used a crane and a heavy tripod to create these beautiful pans. They used LEDs to light the band, which were mobile and could be moved to light each shot differently.
Hello and welcome to the Gadget Show. Today we have an exclusive episode surrounding the technologies used in the Pisces music video, The Currents, and how they were used throughout the research, planning, construction and evaluation stages. Pisces band used Blogger. Blogger is an online media platform that allows you to be very organised when posting blogs to show evidential research and planning. They also used YouTube and Google to find existing products in which they could compare against. Excel was used to create a very organised planning scheme, Word was used to write scripts, and PowerPoint was used in the initial pitching stage of their idea. They used a DSLR Nikon camera to record and take photos for their video and ancillary texts. This product allows you to alter the shutter speed, aperture and zoom in order to create the desired look for your product. Additionally, they use the shoulder mount. The shoulder mount is very easy to use in outdoor places. They use it in places such as the beach and forest, as they are allowed to follow the character in a smooth and steady motion. Furthermore, in the construction process, Pisces band used a tripod. This tripod came with the camera and is very easy to use in an outdoor environment. As you can see, it changes in length, allowing you to get the perfect height for your shot. Furthermore, there is a panning stick, allowing you to make smooth pans for the perfect still footage. Furthermore, you can see on the base of the camera there is a tripod plate, allowing you to clip it securely to the product, ensuring that it won't fall off when undergoing this pan. Now moving on to the heavy tripod. Another version of the tripod you saw previously, although this one is a lot sturdier and has a larger tripod plate, allowing pans to be even smoother and 360 degrees. This heavy tripod is the main tripod they use, as it allows the footage to be a lot more steady due to its size and weight. Pisces use a series of LED lights when recording the performance section of their video. As you can see, they are rectangular in shape and are able to be varied in brightness. Additionally, Pisces band added the zoom lens onto the Nikon camera. The zoom lens allowed them to zoom in to particular parts of the video and created a shallow depth of field. When filming the asylum scenes, Pisces band used a softbox. This type of lighting allows you to change the brightness to create the perfect visual effect. They used Adobe programs, including Adobe Encoder, Adobe After Effects, and Adobe Premiere Pro. All pieces of filming footage were imported into Adobe Encoder. Encoder allows you to change the format of the footage to PAL DV widescreen and Microsoft AVI. This allows you to import it into Premiere Pro. Premiere Pro is where the main editing takes place. Here you can crop footage to make it your desirable length. Furthermore, you can send it into Adobe After Effects. In After Effects, you can add particular effects, such as CCTV footage. In this case, Pisces band did this to add the effect onto the advert and asylum scenes. To create this evaluation, we used the regular tripod due to being in an indoor environment. We used the Nikon camera mentioned previously. And finally, it is edited using the Adobe programs. Thank you. This is all we have time for today on The Gadget Show. See you next time.